Hi, I'm Simon Delaney and welcome to part 5 of Spirit of Britain's restoration of our Austin 10 staff car. Since the last episode, we've been getting on really well with our Austin 10 staff car. We're now looking pretty much on the home straight. Radiators in, starter motors in, a lot of the plumbing and wiring has now been permanently fitted, as has a lot of the tin work on the front, and even some of the interior and headlining is now going into place. So we're really starting to get there now. The original doors on our Austin 10 were in a very poor state of repair, and so we decided to source some replacements. After a long search, we found a complete set from another vehicle. These examples still had corrosion in the usual places, along the bottom edges of the doors. However, these were nothing like as bad as the original examples. This condition is not unusual for a vehicle of this age, and in the 75 years since it was built, the door window seals have failed, allowing water to run down the inside of the panels and collect in the bottom of the doors, and this is the result. The first job, as always, is to carefully sandblast the metalwork and give them a coat of primer. New metal was welded into the areas needing repair, and following much filling and sanding, we reproduced the original factory profiles. Finally, all pinholes were treated with stopper and a coat of primer was applied before several coats of KG3 paint. So this is the finished front door. Door handle in place, all finished and repaired and sprayed up. Hinges in place, and that's the finished interior with the pocket, window winder, door handle, and everything set up with some nice screws. This is the nice little Art Deco surround, all ready to fit to the car. But like I said, a real project within a project, times 4. But certainly set the inside of the car off nicely and match up with all the other things we're doing. Standard design for a 1930s saloon was to have an opening window, and the rubber surround that seals it was very perished, and so we've bought a new one and just fitting that into place now. At this point in the restoration, very satisfying things like the large access panel in the front here is now being bolted into place, and the rubber cover that goes over the gearbox to keep the noise down and the dust out. It goes back into place, that's nice. And our parts bins are really emptying fast now, so we're on the home straight for sure. We're just trial fitting the headlamp shells, which run across this bar, and we've got the really nice Lucas fluted lenses to fit on. So they'll go like that. And this helps us to finish the wiring, which we were looking at in an earlier episode. The wiring comes through the front here and along the bar and comes out and into the headlamp bucket like that. Front bumper's just about to go on. Well, it was about to go on, but I have lost it. I have no idea where it is. The last thing I did was paint it green. So we're currently looking for that. So stay tuned. If you remember back to episode 1, we tore out what was left of the headlining before the car was sandblasted, so we obviously have to replace the whole headlining cloth with new material. Easier said than done, and so we've pinned it along the front here and breaking out down the back, and you can see this metal hoops in place just to hold the material where we need it, and we're going to sew in a pocket that runs around the back edge of the material, and that bow will slide through it out of sight and then push up into the car and be bolted in place, and that will put the headlining right up into the roof space. In between the front and rear wings and the body is this plastic bead which fits in and stops things rattling around, and actually fills a gap in the manufacturing tolerances, and looks rather nice black against the green. Okay, with the project really nearing completion now, we've had the opportunity to do one of the more fun bits on the car, which is painting the insignia on. Just like Airfix or Tamiya, it's always the fun bit to do. So that's our bridge plate, that's our divisional insignia, and here's the army number for the car. So that's all we've got for this episode. Next time we'll have it running and driving, and we'll see if everything we've done has worked. Oh, there's one more thing. I found the front bumper, which is always good news. So I'll bung that on for part 5 as well. Okay, until next time, I'll see you in the past.